what we have here is a 1994 Macintosh Powerbook 520C. The 520C was the color version of the 520, which had a passive matrix display. And the 520 series, was the first of a lineup of 500 series computers, which was the ultimate successor to the 100 series, to which I have a 180 sitting right here. It is a definite upgrade. You can see the design is substantially different. The first thing you'll notice when opening it up that the hinges are definitely different. These particular hinges are kind of separating at the plastic right there. I'm going to definitely have to deal with that. But that's a microphone, just in case you're wondering. It has stereo speakers, which is different because the 100s only had mono audio. The latch is different. It's only one spring here and one button pushes down instead of going across sideways like that. Or actually, you know, this one's only one as well. But again, it hooks upward. It's different. Those two rubber, I believe they're beauty plugs, are covering up screws, I believe. You can see we now have software, contrast and brightness controls. Or what appear to be software, brightness and contrast controls. They might be hardware. I'm unsure of the term usage there. But the next thing you'll notice is this fully featured keyboard, for the most part. Featured keyboard. The escape key is all the way up here because of the extra room at the top. Versus on this, they don't have the function key, so the escape key is all the way on the bottom. The space bars are the same size. At least they appear to be the same size. And this keyboard actually works, as opposed to this one. So, extra added bonus there. The caps lock key now has a light. And the power button is no longer behind the port door. Speaking of port doors, let's take a look at the ports that this thing has. Without opening up the port door, you can see it has a Kensington lock and port for a power brick, which is actually a brick instead of a humongous power brick. It's right down there. That gray thing that you see. It's huge. But, nevertheless, let's take a look at the ports under the port door. This one has the optional telephone modem, which is really weird, considering that this came out of a school. I don't know why it has that. HDI 30 SCSI. Monitor. It requires a special adapter that I don't have. Ethernet, which again requires a special adapter. I've got about 5 of those. Or, actually, I think I have 3 because I destroyed 2 of them. They didn't work. ADB. Inputs and outputs for the audio. And a data fax serial, which is Apple serial, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And, oh yeah, it has 2 batteries, both of which are stone cold, same with the clock battery, and a 3.5-inch floppy drive. No CD-ROM, it's too old for that, still. And, oh yeah, almost forgot. Trackpad. Those were major back in the day. I mean, these only had trackballs, which would wear out quite frequently. The trackpad was something that was nice. It was not very not used well often. And I think Apple was one of the first implementers of the touchpad. Or a trackpad, if you want to call it that. Maybe it was somebody else. I mean, again, correct me if I'm wrong. But I do know that this is the first Apple laptop with a trackpad. You will also notice that this latch doesn't quite function. Look at that. Okay, let's power it up. Oh, come on. Oh, there it goes. Okay, the loud hard drive. See, look at that. Look at how dim this display is. I mean, like, that's on full here. Well, look at that. Isn't that just the most dimmest display you've ever seen? That is what all passive displays are like. It's really slow on color graphics, too. Which is, again, normal for a passive display. Which makes them so cheap. And, makes them so disliked by people who actually know how to use a computer. I can remember, back in my early childhood, having a Toshiba machine from about the same era with a passive matrix color display. That thing was about the worst display I think I have ever used. Even worse than this. If you tried to raise the brightness up at all, it would wash out around the edges. You can see it kind of here, but it's not that bad. And then if you turned it down, you couldn't see anything in the middle. And that's no good. Anyways, yeah, you can definitely see that it's washing around the edges. Maybe not so much with this camera. But it's definitely washing out. Which is kind of stupid, but still. Anyways, let's take a look at the specs of this machine. There you go. This thing is loaded with software. Not so much in the form of applications, but games. When I show you that games folder, you are going to, well, be envious. It has Netscape 304 installed. Take a look at this. Some of those are not actual games, but rather saved files from games. But still, that is a lot of games. I only installed 3 of those myself. There are a few that I'm going to have to get rid of. To like delete a whole bunch of files in here. But anyways. Let's run something. Or actually, you know what? Let's play Breckles Plus on this machine. Because I think I did it on this one in my last little review video. See, I customized mine a lot more. Because I can do that. And you'll see just how slow it is on graphics. I'm even losing my mouse. If I move it around really quickly. Because it's so slow to process. Nevertheless. High quality sound. I mean, look, that ball is like fading away. God, I suck. But notice that this game hasn't glitched once. Because this hard drive doesn't have an auto park feature on it. Damn. Well, anyways. Let's move on and play another game. Glider. I'm going to actually do full segments of these games, so don't worry. You actually control it using your keyboard keys. Avoid the basketball. Oh yeah, this one. Oh, I hate you. Oh, you suck. Stupid planes. Anyways, game over. It's been a while since I played that. And oh, look at that. They actually give you instructions on how to fly a real glider. I may actually do that someday. And, I will have to reset the date and time. Because as it turns out, I had to reset my power bar for some reason. I'll change my sound in the process. Should be... Oh. By the way, just in case I forget to do a video later, Happy New Year, guys. It is 11:46 in the morning. It's the first time I've actually woken up before 12 in a long time. Unless it is before, so... Anyways. Nevertheless, that's enough of this machine. We'll shut it down. See just how quickly it shuts off. Not quite as fast as the 180, but still. Pretty impressive. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And I hope to see you next time. Till then.